now entering Crazy Joe's Galaxy. Enjoy the wild ride. You are now entering the galaxy. What's going on, everybody? We got SummerSlam 2016 spoilers and rumors and news and what is highly potentiality to go down to SummerSlam 2016 in about 3 hours, I believe. So we have the Hype Bros, the Usos, and American Alpha versus Brizango, Ascension, Nevada Villains to kick it off. Now, obviously, most likely, it's without us. You don't even have to say, because it's obvious. The spoiler is that Alpha Bros Usos are going to win. It would be amazing if they don't win. It would be a huge blow to start the show, and having them lose. It would just make no sense. So from what I've heard, they're going to win. Sami Zayn and Neville formed a new tag team alliance against the Dudleys, and I believe that we're going to see the Dudleys win here over Sami Zayn and Neville, because it'll get them to keep the feud going and make things very interesting. A lot of people are saying that Neville and Zayn are going to win and, possibly make a run for the tag titles, but I see the Dudleys winning this one from what the word is. Cesaro is going to lose to Sheamus, because Sheamus is Triple H's boy, and he's always going to win in matches that he shouldn't. So Cesaro's going to lose when he should win once again. But wins and losses don't matter, right? Unless it's a title match. And then John Stewart. John Stewart. All right, he's going to be returning at SummerSlam again. Last time he was here, he totally screwed things up, and he did a horrible job getting involved in a match, and it was like, and he helped Seth Rollins win. I really hope that this isn't what happens, but from where it is that he's going to get involved in the Universal Championship match and try to help Seth Rollins win, and then boom, the lights go black. The Undertaker returns. He chokeslams Jon Stewart, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor ends up attacking the Undertaker and knocking him out of the ring and whatnot, and then he ends up hitting the coup de grace on Seth Rollins and picking up the 1, 2, 3. That's right. Seth Rollins ends up getting... they make it seem as if Seth Rollins gets screwed instead of Finn winning straight up, as Jon Stewart and The Undertaker get involved in this match, is what the rumors and spoilers and news are on this one. Now, this might not happen, but this is what the word is that I've heard is going to happen. So, and then for Carmella, Becky, and Naomi versus Natalya and Alexa Bliss, with Eva Marie being suspended, it is highly rumored that Nikki Bella is going to be taking her place, but there is also the possibility that we see a return from a woman, a former women's champion. There's a lot of names that have been thrown around and out there for surprises, so don't be shocked if we see a former women's champion like Lita, Trish Stratus, Mickie James, Victoria, or somebody along those lines showing up tonight to team with Natalya or Alexa Bliss. It would make sense for it to be somebody who is more looked at as a heel, but you never know. You know what I mean? So, and it's possible that Maurice could end up being the one to join them. So there has been that thrown out there as well. And so then we get The Miz and Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews is going to win the Intercontinental Championship and take it off The Miz. Because it's like, Apollo, it's time for Apollo Crews to shine and have that championship. I mean, seriously, And then we got Enzo and Cass versus Jericho. And, obviously Enzo and Cass are going to win. I don't see Jericho and Owens winning. Then we go to the Tag Team Championships. This is where things get chaotic and get pretty wild, and we are going to see a huge swerve. It is huge. New Day lose to Gallows and Anderson when Big E turn on Kofi and Xavier Woods, and he blames them for making him lose. He blames them for his Nuggets his junk, his jewels getting smashed and smushed and crushed by the steel pole by Gallows and Anderson. He does not join Gallows and Anderson, but then again, he might. Have been throwing that back and forth as to whether Big E's going to go on his own or he's going to end up joining the club in a surprise, huge, shocking turn of events in the tag team division and the WWE Universe. Sasha Banks is going to crush Charlotte and retain the Women's Championship. Rusev is going to end up losing via DQ or countout of some sort with the U.S. Championship, so he'll retain over Roman Reigns and make Roman chase him longer for the U.S. Championship. There are people who are saying that Roman's going to win, that there's no doubt about it, but the word is that they're going to drag this feud out and make this take a while before Roman gets the U.S. Championship, if he even does. So Rusev will retain the title. John Cena and AJ Styles is where things get very interesting and peculiar, as AJ Styles and John Cena will be battling. AJ Styles is said to win the match, and that something is going to happen to John Cena after the match, or at Raw the night after, that there's either John Cena is going to be attacked after the match by somebody, or he is going to end up getting attacked and jumped by somebody tomorrow night on Raw, and he'll be out of action for a while. Now, we go to Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler for the World Championship match. Dean Ambrose retains over Dolph Ziggler, and no surprise on that. And as I said earlier with the Universal Championship, that Finn Balor will win after Jon Stewart tries to screw him over and help Seth Rollins win. The Undertaker ends up showing up, chokeslamming Stewart and Seth Rollins. Finn Balor ends up getting hit by somehow, like, the Undertaker and Finn Balor bump into each other. Finn Balor ends up jump kicking him out the ring and then hitting a coup de grace on Seth Rollins and getting 1, 2, 3, and Finn Balor wins the championship. And that is what is a big rumored word to be, to where they set up Finn Balor versus The Undertaker for WrestleMania 33, which would be epic. And then where we have Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton finishing the show, that Brock Lesnar will beat Randy Orton and Goldberg will come out at the end of the show. There's word that there is a possibility that John Cena will end up getting speared by Goldberg tomorrow night or tonight on SummerSlam, but that Brock Lesnar and Goldberg will just have a face-to-face at SummerSlam 2016. And that, but there's a possibility that John Cena and Goldberg don't even have anything happen at SummerSlam or at Raw, and that John Cena and Goldberg end up in the Royal Rumble together, and they both end up going out, and neither of them get a shot at the championship, and that creates their feud to go to WrestleMania 33 and have an epic match that most people thought would never happen in a dream match, that would be once in a millennial, once in a galaxy, once in a universe match that is a one-time only thing with John Cena versus Goldberg. We've already seen Brock versus Goldberg, and I hope we get that as Survivor Series instead of WrestleMania 33. So that way we get that out of the way beforehand, or, for that, to where we get John Cena versus Goldberg, Undertaker versus Finn Balor, Brock Lesnar versus who knows, maybe Conor McGregor at WrestleMania 33. I mean, or maybe Shinsuke Nakamura or Samoa Joe or Bobby Roode. I mean, there's a lot of guys that Brock Lesnar could fight. So anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Do you agree with any of these spoilers, rumors, and news? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on them. If you liked the video, hit that like button. If you liked anything I said, hit that like button. Share the video with your family and friends. If you're new to the channel and you haven't yet, and you're a first-time viewer, or you've seen me before and you're watching it again, hit that subscribe button. Content coming out constantly. I was going to quit the WWE, but I changed my mind. I'm not quitting WWE. I'm just pulling back. I'm not going to be so gung-ho and do every single little thing that happens. Thanks for watching. USA, baby.